It sucks when, all your friends are going to the club or something and you can't go. It sucks when all your friends are, drinking and having fun, but you can't go because you gotta wake up in the morning and work towards your business. You gotta wake up at a certain time, you get a lift. You cannot do certain things and keep going. How many times have we been like talking to people about business and they said, "Oh yeah, bro, I'm working on it. I've been trying to start for a couple of years now, but bro, that's so common. I'm trying to start for it, Sometimes you've heard that.
We talked to that one guy. He was like, what, 24 years old?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get into drop shipping, but he was trying to get into it.
Mm-hmm. Keyword trying. And I think that's the biggest separator between people who actually do things and people who don't. They actually just do it. But the bigger part of that is to be able to do that, you got to make sacrifices.
So when we talk about like trying to start, I think back of like to my sophomore year, your junior year of high school.
Yeah.
When we first, tried to start a business, we made a little logo, we made a little Instagram, and we like did all of these things that like sort of like you want to name your company, you want to do these little things, but at the end of the day, none of that work is work that actually moves the needle. It's not hard, it's not painful, it doesn't actually get you anywhere. It's just work that makes you feel good, work that makes you feel productive, work that makes you feel like you're doing something when you're really not.
Yeah, I just think that's overall just a problem with people, because I see all these young guys trying to make it because they see all these things online and they're like, oh yeah, locked in is just like watching videos and just learning. No, there comes a point where you gotta put away that. There comes a point where you gotta be like, all right, I've learned everything I can so far, and the best way to learn is experience, because genuinely that is the best way to learn, because we spent so long, that's why our first business failed. We spent so long like, oh yeah, we're learning, bro, we're learning, but genuinely we were just watching videos and not actually moving the needle. Of course, there should be a time and place where you actually do learn. Learning is important, but the best way to learn is through actual like genuinely doing it, genuinely getting out there and actually like doing it, and that's something like we had to also learn with sales. Remember we did that door-to-door sales, and we were on there was one part of it where people were like, they were just looking at videos, how to perfect your sales, how to perfect your pitch, and just looking at the skeleton pitch and learning how to perfect it, right
versus actually knocking on the doors.
And that's what we went for, knocking the doors, and we were actually pretty good in the short amount of time that we did it for, just because of that. Whenever we first started, another thing that really held us back is we weren't really willing to sacrifice it. We didn't have we liked it enough, but we weren't really ready for our parents to be like, oh yeah, realize that we're actually serious about it. Because there comes a point in most entrepreneurs' life, which we really found, and from people we talked to, they found too, where people around you will start looking at you because you're weird.
Yeah, they'll start thinking you're crazy. They'll start shooting you down.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they'll say, oh, all you want is money.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that a lot. And they'll try to... A lot of people, they like to justify their existence by shooting down what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they gave up on success. So they don't want you to succeed either.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you succeed, it makes them look bad.
Exactly. It makes them feel insecure because you're actually doing the things that they've always wanted to do. Because most adults are unhappy with their lives because they realize when they were younger, they should have stayed consistent with their business. They should have done all these things that, we're pushing to do, and other guys like us are pushing to do. And I push and try to say people watching this video are willing to do. The biggest problem is people aren't willing to take that sacrifice, because it sucks. It sucks when all your friends are going to the club or something and you can't go. It sucks when all your friends are drinking and having fun, but you can't go because you gotta wake up in the morning and work towards your business. You gotta wake up at a certain time to be able to live. You cannot do certain things and keep going. And that was one of the main motivations for dropping out of college, because we were in college and we were trying to say, yo, yeah, we can do this, we can do both, we can have a fun life and enjoy our youth and still make money through business make money online and actually achieve that dream. But the truth is that is dang near impossible. That is pretty close to not happening, right? Because of all the distractions around you and stuff. And you know, the way I framed it is, unless you're willing to actually make those sacrifices, you are telling God and the universe that you don't want it. You're telling the universe that you do not actually want to achieve this, that you're not serious about your goals. Because in the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So like, an actions speak louder than words. And you know, we apply that to people around us. We apply that to, you know, someone who's being rude to you or whatever, and they say they like you, right? But genuinely, if someone punches you in the face every day, they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for punching you in the face," and then are they actually sorry if they keep doing it, right? So you can apply this to business. If you say, "I'm serious about my goals, bro," but then every night you're at the club drinking, you're not working out, you're not actually putting work into your business, are you actually serious about it? The answer would be no. You know, and I think you can extrapolate this into other things. Like, you can extrapolate that into, if you're not, you know, self-confidence, your self-image, right? You're drinking every night. Will your image of yourself be as good to actually like do well in business? Probably not, you know? So all these things, all these little things within yourself actually show yourself if you can actually make it or not, you know?
I think a great way to think about it is the person you are today is a product of your past actions. It's a product of what you've done so far. All of that has added up, and it's made you into who you are today. I think if you want to look at your trajectory, look at where you're headed, look at what you've done so far today, look at what you did yesterday. If every day tomorrow looked like yesterday for the next year, where are you going to be in a year?
Yeah. That's so fast.
Who are you going to be if you take the same actions that you took yesterday tomorrow?
Yeah, and a lot of people, it wouldn't be a good place. And a lot of people who are talking about these things genuinely wouldn't be a good place. That's the best way to gauge if actually serious about making money. So the takeaways I would get from this video is, 1, your actions speak louder than your words. 2, your sacrifices determine your success. So if you're not willing to sacrifice something, are you really serious about it, or are you just talking? Anyways, thanks for watching. Remember, it's only up from here. Follow your dreams.